Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, and welcome to the Super Metroid Randomizer Tournament. This is Speedrunners Arena, your host. We have an exciting redemption round 1, match 1 between awp82 and Zerro0713. Let's get some audio up in here. Perfect. We're going to be going with the number 19 seed awp82 going up against the number 3 seed in Zerro0713. If we take a look at the bracket, the winner of this match will be going on to face Bonus in the round 2 of the redemption bracket. Bonus is a number 9 seed, so that could potentially be an interesting matchup. Awp is a returning SMRAT runner from last season, and Zerro is a newer runner to this game, and to SMRAT in general. Newer to SMRAT and the game in general. So, super excited for this one. I'll be your commentator and your restreamer as well. We also have Redemption on tracking. Thank you very much for stepping in for tracking for me tonight. Super happy that we were able to put this one on SRA1. It was super close with that last match that we just had between Croy and Chris. So let's see how this one goes. I believe we have a bathroom break from one of our runners. So once they get back, they'll ready up and we'll kick this one off. Again, this is the redemption bracket, meaning both of these runners were knocked out of the winners bracket. And this is also, excuse me while I edit this text at the top, that is supposed to say mouse. This is the mouse bracket. Perfect. Okay, so now we know we are in the mouse bracket, not the rat bracket. And Awp is ready to go. Just waiting on Zerro now. Zerro is ready to go. I have really good expectations for this match. Awp, a longtime SMRAT runner, and Zerro, a recent up-and-comer. So it's going to be a pretty good match between the two of these runners here. And we should be getting off here any moment. And unlike my multi-cat tournament match maybe an hour ago, we will not be seeing series, and we are off. Runners starting directly at the ship. Anyone who watched that multi-cat tournament race knows that I almost never do any vanilla categories, as I made my way miserably through series station. But here we go. We're going to make our way down the parlor here. It doesn't look like anyone's going to be using Moonfall, at least in the parlor. We're going to check in the climb to see what our runners have available to them. Looks like... And neither runner are going... Yep, no one's going to be using Moonfall in the climb either. So we're going to be moving through the Mother Brain room here, and we're going to be heading down to find our very first item, which is always going to be Morph Ball. And from there, we will kind of, check and see what's going on as our runners progress through this match. We're looking pretty synced so far, which is quite nice. How is everyone doing today, by the way? Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. I'm so excited to be commentating again as we finally pick up our Morph Ball here. There it is. Perfect. And gonna be heading on. We'll be heading down to the 230 missile location. This is a really good check, because if this is power bombs, that's going to prevent runners from having to return here and then go back to Billy Mays. But it's an E-Tank, which is actually really nice. Zerro and Awp are going to have a much better time in Peak Brinstar, or potentially a meme round if they so choose, if a power bomb pokes their head out. But the E-Tank is going to allow us to take a hit from a side hopper and not die immediately. Side hoppers do a lot of damage, so if you were to take a few hits before going into the Strat Hopper room, you're going to potentially see a couple deaths with just 99 energy. And there is that power bomb I was talking about right there. So that's going to push our runners up into Bomb Chorizo. Excuse me, not Bomb Chorizo, Billy Mays. Both start with a B. Close enough. And we are going to check and see what's at Billy Mays. Mind you, I will be talking a lot about the logic. I will make sure you guys are up to date on what's in logic, what's out of logic, and what is required for certain locations. This one, Billy Mays, has a requirement of either space jump or gravity. So let's see what we find back here, because this is really important. So for example, if we were to find speed booster back here, it's potentially possible, or even if we found space jump or something like that, we can always think about the items that are found here, what cannot be found in potentially an early wreck ship or anywhere in lower Norfair, for example, because gravity is required for lower Norfair, and so is space jump. So you kind of put two and two together, and you just kind of figure out what you need, or rather what you found there, and what can't be other places. It's easier to talk about when we get to Green Brinstar, when we talk about the early super location, because that location, if speed is found back, if gravity or any other suits found back there, that means speed cannot be found anywhere in Meridia or anywhere in lower or in upper Norfair, depending on what suit you find. And Zero electing to skip construction zone. This is really interesting. Typically, it is always, of course, Zero might be doing a reverse meme route. Nothing wrong with that, but typically it is better to at least check that location, because if that's a screw attack, if that's an early suit, if that is, really anything, even a space jump or a speed booster, anything that's going to make your journey through Pink and Green Brinstar that much quicker, could be pretty damaging. As you can see, it didn't really cost Op that much time to check it, and now he's going to be able to utilize that plasma. However, Zero is most likely going to be doing a reverse meme route, so I do predict that Zero will be getting the plasma beam in the end. But thankfully, it was just a plasma beam, and it wasn't the aforementioned screw attack, because that would get you at least through Gauntlet. It wouldn't be your logic for Gauntlet. Logic requires up logic, which is speed booster through a Shine Spark, bombs through an IBJ or an infinite bomb jump, or space jump. And then you need your through logic, which is always screw attack. So, but if runners find screw attack, typically they're going to check, at least the front half or the back half of Gauntlet, which could also be suits. So, and here we have a power bomb. So now that, with already 3 E-tanks before we reach the climb, is going to be pretty stellar for a potential Gauntlet play. So we'll see what our runners elect to do here. Making their way up. And so Zero actually had that extra power bomb to check that location. So could end up saving Zero some time here, because they're going to be able to just go right up into Gauntlet with a refill, whereas Op is going to have to go refill and then head down to 230 and then head back up to the ship to refill and then head over. So first item here is a missile pack. This is really going to be a great match, so hope you guys are excited, as it's pretty close already. Zero only lagging behind Op just because of the 230 check here, so it's been pretty similar. Looks like the movement styles are also relatively the same. That typical newer runner movement, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, but you can just really tell that these runners are very, very close to each other. So it's really super to watch. And here comes that refill by Op. Op is therefore going to have to go back to 230. Zero, on the other hand, if he chooses to, can go directly into Gauntlet. So saving that power bomb, because there was a power bomb at 230, actually ended up saving Zero some time here, but that's okay. We'll see what Zero finds at Gauntlet. So this is completely out of logic. In fact, we have absolutely zero logical progression towards Gauntlet, but that, of course, can change drastically if we go down to Pink Brinstar and Green Brinstar and find screw in space or screw in speed or screw in bombs. But it's always good, if you can, check it. Oh, and Op actually electing to completely skip 230 missiles and is going to check the back of Gauntlet. Now, this could be really, really, really interesting because Op, not knowing that there's a power bomb there, if there's something in the back of Gauntlet, this could be very detrimental to Op here, as Zero is going to be picking that up very momentarily. And it is, okay, just an E-tank and a missile pack. So, Op dodged a bullet for now. We still have the front half of Gauntlet to check, and if this is nothing, then Op just gained back all of this time, which is super nice. Because by the time that Op gets up here, I predict that they're going to have the necessary items to get through quicker, or even it's just a super pack. Okay, so that's good. That's good for Op. Zero's going to lose a little bit of time. That does put Op back in the lead, because Zero still has to check construction zone, mind you. So we are like really, really tied up here now. The check there by Zero really putting things closer together. So Zero still has to go. Oh no. Okay, so what I predict Zero to do here is to skip out on the rest of Gauntlet, check it from the back. That's a big oof, but I don't think Zero will go back for this. I think Zero will just check it from the back, see if it's anything good, and then head on through. He'll see that it's not anything good, and they'll continue onward. Okay, good job, Zero. Good play. Now, Op, meanwhile, finding Ice Beam at the reserve location. That is really nice. So that's going to be our way through, at least if our runners know how to do this clip. We see that the Ice Beam could be used for the Ice Zeb skip, which is going to be really nice. But now Op going to have Plasma and Ice Beam. So that's going to be really nice. Now that Ice Beam is out of logic. It is speed locked. So it's we need to find that speed booster before we have that in logic. And Ice Beam does have quite a bit of logic to it if you really consider it. So Ice Beam is required for climb supers as well as speed. So by the time you found speed, you would also have ice in that case, logically. Ice Beam is also required to go up Red Tower. So for example, if you were to go down Red Tower and you never found Wave Beam and you never found ice, you would be soft locked, logically. So Ice Beam is always required to climb Red Tower. We're also going to get a check at the basement location. It's the Spring Ball, by far the best item in this game. This item is so versatile. The amount of tricks and areas you can skip and get through with Spring Ball is immaculate. And I really appreciate finding Spring Ball, because now that single-handedly with ice removes my need for any other movement item, because I can now get anywhere in the game unless I have to get behind like Main Street missiles or Waterway or something like that. But right now I am basically in movement item go mode. So when I find Spring Ball, I'm very, very, very happy, especially if it's paired with Ice Beam, which Zero just picked up here. I'm not entirely sure if any of our runners here can do the Spring Ball jump. So we might see them elect to pick up, Spazer Beam. Oof. That's going to be a 7-second fanfare and a menu there for Op. We'll see if Zero does the same thing. So Zero, unfortunately, just having the P shooter is going to have a harder time coming through some of these enemies. Op going for the Spring Ball, the Mock Ball escape here from Edakuns. I admire the determination, and they get it. Very nice. All right, so let's do a quick update on ammo. Op at 25 missiles, 20 supers, 5 power bombs. With that Ice Beam, that 5 power bomb count is not necessarily as drastic. However, Op is doing one thing that I recommend. Okay, thank you, Op. Thank you. I was just about ready to say, Op is at a huge disadvantage when it comes to Pink Red Star cleanup. And he would have been at an even bigger disadvantage if he didn't come back here and pick up this power bomb, because you need at least 4 to get a full clear, if you know the full clear strats. So we'll see what Op elects to do. There's a couple areas where you can lay power bombs to break open all blocks, and you only need 4 power. But if he would have continued onward and not farmed that 5th power bomb, he would have had to farm the 2% drop rate of the Zebs, and that's not good. All right, so let's see where he lays the power bomb. Oof. Okay, so wow, charge beam. Okay, so Op is going to be chilling at ice, plasma, and charge. And on Zero also picking up the Spazer beam here. And gonna go for the escape, missed it. Zero running into Spazer, yep. Okay, so now you're going to see the damage that Op is going to be running into because of the power bomb mismanagement, I guess you kind of want to say. So, he's gonna have the one power bomb here, which is gonna open up both the yellow door and the spore spawn door. And then he's going to have to use one power bomb to get out, and then a power bomb. He must have got a power bomb drop, because something's not adding up here. Typically, you only have one power bomb here, so 1, 2, yeah. So he got. Oh my, okay. That's a Various suit. Now this is really nice, because that's technically in logic. What was done to get there was not required, but it is an in logic check. So now we have all of Norfair available to us. Of course, excluding lower Norfair, but we do have that upper Norfair possibilities. Now this could also, depending on if we find any other movement items, could potentially push our runners up to wreck ship. Maybe, I'm not sure how our runners feel about skipping wreck ship, but for me personally, I would be going up to wreck ship. I would kill Fantoon, I would leave, and then I would rush. Rush Norfair rather. So we're doing an out of logic check here. Op finds a missile, another power bomb for Zero. That's now 15. That's very good for Zero. Unfortunate for Op, although going to be picking up their 10th. Not going to be too terrible. Op, of course, skipping that power bomb that was at 230 missiles. Reserve tank for Zero. So we're definitely going to see how these runners sync up as they leave Pink Brinstar. So we're going to catch the timer once Op leaves Pink Brinstar to see about how much of a lead they have. And re-round is short for Redemption Round 1, which is basically the alternative winners bracket, or what have you. All right. Op picks up that 10th power bomb. Zero, meanwhile, is going to be picking up their Various suit. There it is. Fantastic. And we got a 1454 exit for Op there. So let's see what Zero elects to, or rather what Zero time is here. And do remember, Zero is most likely, especially now having 10 power bombs, is going to be doing a reverse meme route, and we'll be finding his plasma beam, which actually in the end is going, it depends, because that could push Zero into wreck ship. Op could elect to go down. So many things could change depending on what Zero elects to do next. So I'm really interested to see if Zero elects to do a reverse meme route or just check the construction zone and leave. Op is going down as expected. This is the more typical beginner-friendly choice. You go down, clear out Bubble Mountain and whatnot, kill Kraid and whatnot. Of course, I think either choice is a good play. I know what I would do, but that's not what the next person would do. I think from knowing Zero, from experience, Zero really hates wreck ship. So I think we will be seeing, well, he did lay a power bomb. So that tells me right there that he is going to be doing the reverse meme route. So he is indeed going up. Now this could mean a variety of things. Zero could be doing the reverse meme down through Red Tower down to Kraid. Or of course that would, the routing on that would be questionable, but he could also be doing the meme route up and then just head on direct ship, which would be optimal routing. So we'll see what happens here. So this is kind of what I was expecting. Zero going through reverse beam to wreck ship. Op taking that barrier suit, going down into lower Norfair. Let's see what we find. These are both, actually what Op is doing, surprisingly enough, is completely out of logic. So, possible that Op won't find anything nice here. It's possible he might find something really good here. So we just kind of have to play it by ear. Oh, Zero pulls a fast one on us, by the way. Is going to actually trick us all. I did mention that the possibility that Zero could check construction and then head out. So very interesting. So Zero is also going to go down. Okay, so this is cool, at least for routing purposes, and also no one going to be running into a suit somewhere wild and crazy. We're going to have a pretty good race. Op, meanwhile, is going to be heading through the warehouse here. And Zero is going to be checking Spazer. And I can't remember who it was, but there was actually someone in this tournament that elected to go down, clear out high jump and Spazer, and then head up red tower. Like they would come out of green Brinstar, dip down and check Spazer and high jump, and then immediately dip back up. We're gonna have a oof. Okay, so Op shooting Kraid in the face there. It's gonna go dancing. And Zero is going to be also paying Kraid's lair a visit. Completely out of logic for the both of them. Logic for Kraid requires space jump or bombs or high jump. And ooh, looky here. We have the screw attack. Very nice. So that's actually kind of interesting. Zero, however, did check the back of Gauntlet. So he knows nothing's there, but when Zero finds this, if he hadn't have checked the back of Gauntlet, he potentially could have been feeling pretty uneasy. But yeah, I like these plays by Zero. Are you hearing my Discord in the background? I apologize. One moment. No, you're not hearing it? Okay, now I'm confused. Well, I didn't hear it. Oof. Okay, maybe I'm being debated myself. Perfect. I turned it down anyway, so even if you did hear it, that's okay. We're now muted on that front, and now we won't hear it as Op finds a super pack. And oof, Zero also going to be taking Kraid to prom. Yeah. So J baited. Zero is going to be finding the screw attack as well, which is such a nice item, especially in SMRAT. If we find a high jump boots, that's going to be a really nice, clean lower Norfair. With the acquisition of screw attack, we're going to be able to just torch our way right through. Yeah, just one boot. Wouldn't it be cool though, like real talk, if the randomizer put separated the boots into separate boots, and then like your jump height was 50% increased when you found the first boot, and then fully increased when you found the second boot? That'd be funny. And I think it would also be cool if you could find pieces of your armor. If you had like a piece of your Varia helmet would do 25% heat reduction. Your gauntlets would do 25% heat reduction. Your leggings would do so on and so forth. And so you could, potentially pick up what you think you would need. So if you wanted, 50% pieces of your armor, then you could go down with 50% heat reduction. I think that'd be kind of cool. Anyways, making it sound like an MMO, and then you could go to, G4 and get a quest to go kill 5 B-tomes, and when you turn in that B-tome quest, you get an extra upgrade to give you like +5 to your Anywho, Op electing to check ice. Nothing too fancy. Did we get a It didn't look like he checked Crumble Shaft there. Super Metroid MMO. Let's go. Exactly. In Mother Brain would be a raid boss. Perfect. So we're now kind of synced up now. Op making that check. I'm curious if Zero actually... pretty sure, you know, some runners, like myself, actually skip that ice check entirely. So it's possible that Zero might do the same. And we could see a pretty interesting switch. Between who's in the lead here as we get a high five on that missile. Yes, Nebby, that is extremely true. I do not fault or think differently of anyone who does check it. I personally gamble on it because of the time sync, but suits do love to be there. But I will just always skip it just for the time sync. And it's not really that big of a time sync if you save, check, like probably Zero's doing exactly right now. He's going to go check it, reset, GG. But I'm just going to nope and yeet past that and go right into Bubble Mountain. Yes, and that's true, Nebby. I would, okay, and also true. If you do have speed, then I would be more inclined to check it because, of course, logic. If I'm only dipping down into Lower Norfair with Varia, I could check it on my way out to potentially find gravity. And then no such, basically how I would handle that check. All right, Op going to be making their way through the Cathedral, and Zero is going to be checking this. So Op is continuing to hold on to this very slight lead. Zero is going to be checking the Crumble Shaft, which I'm pretty sure Op didn't check. If anyone can confirm that, I might have missed it, but I don't think we saw that item. Looks like Zero is going to check that as they're not resetting. So I didn't think Op checked Crumble. So this could be, well, first and foremost, it can't be speed. And the Cathedral item, I believe, is in logic without gravity. Although Strat Log could definitely confirm that. So, because for example, the mermaid missile, the missile under the ocean, that is in logic without gravity. So, so if we take the same logic there, I would say that that's probably in logic without gravity. All right. Yeah, I would also think that. I would dare to say because ocean is in logic without gravity, that Cathedral would also be in logic without gravity. Op. What is Op? What do you... Did Op find high jump boots? I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure Op can't do the high jump with lava dive. Actually, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I know they can't. He can spring. Well, he can't spring ball jump. Okay, now this makes a lot more sense. Okay, whew. Because I know for a fact Op cannot do high jump with lava dive, and that's just because I've known Op for many years, and I just know his skills and his skill level and whatnot. So this is just a fun fact, the logical way to get to Bubble Mountain. So something that Op could elect to do if he had troubles with doing the jump from the save station is he could elect to use his ice beam, potentially to freeze the enemies. But this is going to be interesting because this is going to allow Op to kind of do a reverse clear here, which is kind of cool. So we're going to see kind of a sync up because I know Zero is going to know how to exactly. So Zero is going to be utilizing that ice beam. This is going to make this very close. We'll see what we find here in Lower Norfair. Just another super pack that's going to be 45 for Op. That's 10 more than what Zero has. All right, so it looks like Zero is going to reset here. At least try to. Having a little bit of an issue freezing this waiver. You can poplars, yes, but that's not in logic for SMRAT. What's actually in logic is to go around like Op did. So it's really cool to watch these mouse bracket races because it really does show you what runners that are far below our skill level think about when they do these seeds, and why SMRAT is such a good starting point for a lot of newer runners, because a lot of the things that is logically required or what the runners are going to be doing anyway. And so I find that very intriguing. And Zero is going to be checking the reserve location. It's a super pack. And what else do we get? I'm getting trolled. Oh my gosh, Zero. That's X-ray. Wow. Okay, so now we have microwave, and what's really good about this is we haven't touched Fantoon. That's a 1 round. We haven't touched Botswoon. That's a 1 round. And we haven't touched Dragon. That's a 1 round. And Zero could also... we also love the fact that we can do potentially the Pirates and absolutely Stratlog. This is the exact reason this tournament is in existence for runners who have just picked up a controller, who may not know about this jump from the save station or anything of the sort. So we love strats of all kinds. I didn't quite see what Op got there at Speed Booster, but so far, no Gravity Suit. We do not have logical progression to Crocomire. So at this point, no, we've now checked all of Bubble Mountain, which tells me, oof. We could potentially see, well, a number of things. Honestly, we could see, this is actually kind of crazy because we also don't even have, we do not even have Wreck Ship in logic. So what that means to me is that we're going to find our next logical progression at the top of Red Tower. So that could be a number of things. It could be Space Jump. It could be Speed Booster. It could be Gravity Suit. It could be Wave Beam. Wave Beam could be our logical progression to Crocomire, which could be our logical progression to Space Jump. It could be our logical progression to Wreck Ship, which could be our logical progression to Gravity. The list goes on. So if our runners can do the Wave Gate glitch, I would predict they might go into Croc, but again, we would need... It's hard to say, right? At this point, you're already down here, right? And so we need either Wave or Speed, but the moment you find Speed, Croc is in logic. You don't even need Wave Beam. So the moment we find Wave Beam, we could potentially... the moment we find Speed Booster, and Speed Booster does not put Moat Crossing in logic. The only thing that puts Wreck Ship into logic is Space Jump, Grapple Beam, and then if you have Gravity without High Jump Boots, it's through Forgotten Highway. Or if you have Gravity Suit and High Jump Boots, then it's through Moat. Or if you have Gravity Boot alone and Bombs, then you have an IBJ access. Speed Booster is logically required for Croc access paired with Varia. Speed Booster is required for Ice Beam and Crumble Shaft. Speed Booster is required for Waterway with the pairing of Gravity. Speed Booster is also required for Main Street. Speed Booster is required for everything past Botswoon. So Speed Booster is extremely significant if you find it. It opens up a significant portion of the game. What else does Speed Booster do? Speed Booster also unlocks the Green Brinstar Reserve location. Speed Booster also unlocks the Bubble Mountain Right Missile location, which could potentially hold Varia Suit, or it could potentially hold Grapple Beam, which could have Gravity Suit as Shack Tool, or Varia Suit as Shack Tool. So the logic of SMRAT is extremely exciting. But this is super nice because we have both Zero and Op electing to not do the Croc check, which is really nice if both runners elect to do this, because if Zero did to do Croc and Op didn't, or vice versa, and one runner found, Gravity or Speed Booster or Space Jump or something, that could have been pretty damaging to the other runner. But our runners are having very solid, synced up routes here, and I'm very appreciative of this because it's just going to make for an overall better race. So now Op is going to be heading up the top of Red Tower, which I mentioned is going to have progression because at this point there's no other check that we can make that will be in logic. We've full cleared Blue Bryn. We've, well, I guess, have we checked below Mother Brain? I think we've checked 230, we've checked construction, but I can't quite remember if we've checked below Mother Brain. But below Mother Brain and the top of Red Tower, we will find our next progression. So it's what that's going to be is going to be super exciting. So this is why I really highly recommend, if you want to learn how to do SMRAT and you want to learn how to do SMRAT well, you really want to study the logic. You want to make logic study just as important as your mechanical movement study. A big reason why I've been successful, even with not the best movement, is my ability to understand and read the logic. And I've been getting a lot better at it over the past year or so of doing SMRAT. So I highly recommend, as someone who's not completely the best at movement, logic is important. Also, fun fact, do you guys remember when I said if you went down Red Tower and you didn't find Wave or Ice Beam, you would soft lock? Because it's a logical soft lock. Ice Beam is required for up Red Tower. That's why we have Ice Beam. I'm assuming Laseed knew that you were going to have to be forced back up here if you went down. And so that's our logical progression. So Zero is going to be running into our very first logical progression item, and it's going to be, Zero drops into the Vile Plume. It is a Missile Pack and a Super Pack, so something is chilling. Oh, I also forgot to mention, the Moat item requires nothing other than, of course, power bombs, ammo to get through the doors. Doesn't require any major items to check and to get. So we could have a suit chill in there. We could have space jump chill in there. We could have grapple chill in there. We could even have wave beam chill in there. We're forcing you down into Crocomire, which would be amazing in my opinion. But now we're going to check beta power bombs. Zero's going to be the first to get there. And if this is nothing, then we're going to be lit at a check. It's bombs. So now Crate is in logic. We also now have logical access to Kateria power bombs. So now we have opened up a few more locations. Kateria power bomb can now be our next progression. It has to be. Or the Moat. Those two item locations will have a progression item. And that could be really anything. It could be Speed Booster, it could be Wave Beam, it could be Gravity, it could be Space Jump, it could be Grapple Beam. I think I already said Grapple Beam. But here we go. And we've already checked front of Gauntlet. That was a Super Pack. So all we have left right now is that Moat item. So depending on what our runners will like to check first, Zero is going to check. And IBJ is required for Kateria power bombs. Okay, here's the check on the Moat. Boom, baby! Logic! That's a space jump right there. Now, what that's going to do is Space Jump now puts a variety of things into logic. Space Jump puts an X-ray to logic. Space Jump's going to put all of Wreck Ship into logic minus the Wreck Ship Reserve. And now it also puts, of course, into puts our Kateria Powerbomb check to be easier, to be checked easier. We already had progression through the IBJ, through bombs. So Billy Mays was checked, yes. I do not know if Old Mother Brain was checked. The rest of Blue Bryn was indeed checked. We had a reverse meme route, halfy meme route from Zero, and we had a construction zone check on our way up through the elevator. Okay. Yeah, and see, yeah, that's right. That's right. Old Mother Brain was checked. Okay, so that's right. Let's see here. What do we get here? This honestly, since we've already found out progression across, this could be really anything. I'm predicting probably ammo. Yeah, that's a super pack. So honestly, if it was me, because I found that space jump, knowing that I already had my logic to Kateria Powerbomb satisfied, I'd be heading right into Wreck Ship, and potentially, depending on what I found in Wreck Ship, decide whether or not I wanted to check Kateria Powerbombs. But again, this is me. And them checking this item location or anyone else checking this item location, I am completely for it. But I would skip a lot because I mean generally with this item loadout, I'd probably be going into wreck ship, checking left side, right side supers, and then leaving. Never mind. So, fun fact that I have to tell you guys for those of you learning SMRAT, and it's something I was going to say as Zero was checking it. No, hold on, Poplars, hold on. If you have space jump or if you have speed booster, check the maze item, okay? And that is also going to be a big determining factor on whether or not I skip wreck ship, okay? And now because that check was gravity, it's pretty obvious. But this is huge, okay? Because not a lot of players know that that item is actually checkable. And so depending on what Op does here, and also note that Op wasn't able to check this when he first went through there, but gravity was at the maze because Zero checked it. Now, this race, single-handedly, is going to depend on if Op checks that item, because if Op checks that item, he will know he has literally nothing else to check. He has space jump. He doesn't really need high jump boots anymore. He has charge ice plasma. He has various suit. So if Zero is thinking he's gonna microwave Fantoon, boom, done, got it. Now we're rushing Maze. Now we're rushing Ridley. Now we're rushing Dragon. Done. So we'll kind of see what happens here, but this could go a lot of different ways depending on if Zero elects to check stuff. I mean, of course, you know, runners are comfortable with, you know, maybe some runners aren't comfortable with finishing with high jump boots, or maybe runners aren't comfortable with finishing without speed booster, and that's completely okay. Not every runner knows how to do the ice clip to Botswana. Not every runner knows how to do the ice clip to Zeb's ice clip. So if they require that speed booster, completely okay. So it really depends on what Zero can do, and it looks like he's at least going to check that left location there. Oh, he's also skipping the wreck ship E-tank door, and he's going to skip the save door, which means he is going to rush that location. Very, very, very solid choice from Zero here. Op, meanwhile, is electing to clean up some of the Brinstar locations that he skipped in the beginning. It's going to put him back at the ship here, and then he'll be heading on over to wreck ship. Now, again, this is important. This is critically important. If Op does not check that maze item, I predict if Zero does not die, Zero will be winning this match, because that would mean Op is going to be clearing right side supers, wreck ship E-tank, right side attic, is going to be checking the back of wreck ship reserve. It's just going to be a much longer wreck ship plus bowling. Well, not plus bowling, excuse me. They're going to get at the maze item here. Okay. So, this now, what does Op do? See, now Zero's going to be able to jump right out. High five here. Oh, no. Oh, well, he's checking the ocean. Potentially could elect to come back and check. It's actually kind of incredible, guys, if you really look at it, how devastating even a single missed opportunity like this can be, just because we know how much more time Op is going to be spinning in wreck ship. And it is certain Op will be spending more time in wreck ship. That's oof. Dang. Okay, that's okay. Because what's going to happen is we're going to use these opportunities to teach our runners, our newer runners, about things that they, of course, respectfully so, about things that they could do. Of course, maybe not about like movement or tricks or anything like that, but you can just say, hey, by the way, with space jump or with speed booster, you can check that maze item, and that check could single-handedly save you a lot of time. But yeah. So left supers was a super pack. Zero checked that. However, we did not check right side supers. So it could potentially play off in Op's favor if he finds speed booster in one of these checks that he is ultimately going to be checking. But it's just going to, Zero's just going to have a monster lead that Op is going to have to come back from because of these extra checks through Wreck Ship E-Tank and right side supers and attic missiles. And so we'll just see. We'll kind of see as Zero's making his way down to Lower Norfair as predicted. We'll take out Ridley pretty handedly. Has a variety of options. Could go for the 30 supers. Could go for charge ice plasma shots, which I believe is 24 if you don't have wave. Someone confirm that. Nevertheless, it's not 20. It's a number 20 plus X amount. And Op is going to be working on Bantoon. Yes. I completely agree. I will always be of the opinion that you can beat really good runners if you are one step ahead of them in the logic. And so I'm a big Spood Beaster, best item. 30 for charge ice plasma. Thank you. Thank you, Zeb. Okay. Op, unfortunately, not having the greatest Fantoon fight here. He might, and fair enough, he might not even know how to do the microwave beam. And that's completely okay. So, potentially for him, this is a really good Fantoon fight. So, I guess I should be cautious with what I say in regards to that. But Op taking out Fantoon, very nice. Going to be heading on, potentially checking right side supers and then left side supers and then the rest of Wreck Ship. Zero, meanwhile, is making their way across this little path here. Going to go down to the pillar room. Has space jump and screw attack, so this is going to be a really comfy Lower Norfair. And Fantoon is down for Op. Going to be heading up here. Has a really good power bomb count. Having bombs as well is really nice. And here comes that right side check. So this is gravity is at the maze, which Zero checked before heading to Wreck Ship. Op skipped the check. So Op is unaware of the gravity of the situation. Sorry. And so he's going to be full clearing Wreck Ship in order, the obvious choice, right? To skip or to check Wreck Ship in this case. But yeah, that, like I mentioned, and I did mention this, if Op did not check that location before checking Wreck Ship, I said that Zero was going to win this match. Now that is barring anything crazy that happens to Zero, but it's kind of incredible to think about how much time you can save just by checking that location. Op is going to save here. He's going to check Wreck Ship E-Tank. Is going to reset. Logically, this is good. This is sound. We have space jump. Space jump was found within logic. Space jump or gravity is required for the Wreck Ship E-Tank. So we could potentially, if we didn't know where Grav was, Grav could be here, speed booster could be here, high jump can be here, wave can be here. So really anything that we don't have yet can be here. Zero takes out the pirates, gonna be the golden pirates, gonna be heading into the second to last Ridley room. Going through the spiky room of death for Op, gonna be heading up through the back of Wreck Ship here. And Zero is just going to YOLO right in. Has the potential to do 30 charge ice plasma shots, or the easier method, just 30 supers. Looks like he's going to start off with supers. Very nice. And here comes this Wreck Ship check. Now, remember... it's just a super. So here comes a reset. There it is. And with that, Op is going to continue up to the attic. Check attic. And then we'll check potentially with Spring Ball some runners elect to use that spring ball to check reserve first. So Op could be losing even more time by checking the reserve item. So it just all depends on if Op elects to check the maze first and then head over to check reserve. But you know, the choice usually is to check the reserve item, then check the item in the ceiling, and then check I clicked the gravity dad joke. That's funny. All right, Zero's gonna be heading out. Done with Ridley, done with Fantoon, done with Kraid. Gonna be heading up to Dragon. Is gonna have to do a ice clip, which is out of logic, mind you. Speed booster is required, so it's potentially we could find gravity in some of the earlier checks of, speed booster in some of the early checks of Meridia. That's definitely a possibility. Nothing there for Op, just a missile pack. Now we're gonna be heading back through the attic, and now here's where that decision-making process I was talking about. Does Op just go straight down? And here we go. He does. Again, typical check for a runner. Gonna be utilizing that spring ball to check this item, so now that's 2 more door transitions, plus the rest of this room here. So this is gonna be very difficult for Op to come back from. Let's see what we get here, though. It's speed locked. E-tank. And Zero's heading out of the escape, heading into the fire fleet room. And Op's making that next check in the ceiling, which we know is a super pack. Actually, here's a fun question. Now again, remember this is mouse bracket, so don't think about it in the context of rat bracket runners. But does Op elect to continue through Wreck Ship, or does he skip? If I know Op, I think he's gonna skip. Potentially. But you know, some runners, like I mentioned before, he is debating. Oh, snap! He just debated all of us. See, now this is why I brought this up. Because if I thought I knew Op, that he might skip, but there's still that potential because again, not every runner is comfortable with the same item loadouts that we are. So Op could feel a lot more comfortable having that high jump boot. I keep saying boot. Could be having a better time with speed booster. Maybe he can't do the ice clip, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with this check at all if you're not allowed, or if you can't do that ice clip. So, and this is a logical check. Could find speed booster back here, but that right there certainly seals the deal, barring anything completely wacky happening to Zero. But it was a really, really good race to start out. But what this actually tells me, unfortunately, for Op, is from what I can see, is even if Op checked that location early and found the gravity suit there, it's most likely that he would have continued on to bowling. So, in the end, it didn't affect. He was going to eventually do it anyway. All right, Zero gonna be heading up to Meridia. We're going to be doing another out of logic trick, unless of course we find speed booster along the way. But I predict Zero will only check crab supers as he space jumps upward. We'll see what's at Main Street. I assume he won't check anything else. Of course, this is just, it's hard for me sometimes to separate the things that I would do from runners who are not as comfortable with lower item sets. So we'll just kind of see what Zero elects to do. And again, if Zero does elect to check a lot of locations in Meridia, that's okay. But it's looking like he is going to make that play that I mentioned from the beginning. That is a missile pack at Main Street. And at Crab, we have... Okay. I was like, are you just going to skip it? Super pack. Very nice. Speed booster and high jump boots can both be in lower North area. Yes. Depending, of course, on the speed locked locations and if bombs and space jump are locked by speed. It all depends on the situation, but yes, both of those items can be in Lower Norfair. In fact, high jump boots is one of the items that typically shows up behind Ridley. And I'm not sure if Zero checked behind Ridley, because that could potentially be our high jump location. All right, so as suspected, Zero's just gonna YOLO right on through, has everything they need. Op, meanwhile, is gonna elect to do Meridia first. Very interesting. Might be looking for those high jump boots for Lower Norfair. But as it stands, we are completely in logic for Lower Norfair. The logic for Lower Norfair dictates Varia, Gravity, and Space Jump. And of course the ammo to actually get down there, you know, supers and power bombs and whatnot. And that is Botswoon DED dead for Zero. Also, do not forget to follow these runners. And do not forget to follow Redemption. I didn't quite update their thing. They stepped in for tracking for me, which I appreciate. Redemption, thank you very much. So there's their link if you want to follow them. And I'm going to continue. Accidentally just opened my own SRA stream there. That was funny. I heard my echo and I was like, where is that coming from? It's kind of funny. So it kind of looks like they're really close. It doesn't appear they're going for match 2 directly after this. Of course, we could always ask. It looks like nothing is on the schedule. So it's possible. Sometimes runners say, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. PogChamp, baby. So that was a really nice beginner-friendly strat from Op. So if you notice, Op unequipped gravity suit. That's going to give the runner some extra cushion on getting this ice clip. So nicely done by Op. Ooh, okay, so Op does know how to do the microwave beam. Fun fact, I actually learned pretty late that microwave was even possible on Fantoon, right? So again, it could just be one of those things where there's a knowledge gap between what our runner knows. And so that's why these tournaments are really great, because we're working together to teach everyone how to be better at Supermetric. So super awesome of Op using the microwave beam there. Zero, meanwhile, is done. Gonna be heading to Torian at this pace, looking to be pretty good pace actually for Zero. Zero's average pace is gonna be about where he finishes. He has all the necessary items to have a pretty stellar Torian. We're gonna get a high five here by Op and Zero. And thank you, Stratlog, for updating that for me. Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry about that. And Zero's gonna be heading down through pits here. Fortunately, didn't have speed boosters, so had to take the Botswoon pits there, and we'll then use screw attack here to break through these crumble blocks, or rather these blocks, and then fall through these crumble blocks. It's gonna be heading into Turian. So let's see. Ooh, Op getting gooped while also taking on very nice Dragon fight actually from Op there. Zero gonna be heading into the Meridia escape here. Ooh, Zero is gonna be disrespecting the fish with a power bomb. That's something you don't see every day. Op, meanwhile, I'm actually kind of interested to see what they elect to do here. Do they skip right down to Lower Norfair, or do they make a few extra Meridia checks? We shall see. And Zero gonna probably refill at the ship. Looking at their super count, they might elect to do that. So, what are we doing tonight? How were the matches before this? I want to say Croy and Chris, and also Asger and Iris. How'd those go? Anybody remember? Yeah, I missed the earlier races because I was racing in the multi-category tournament. Whoa, Iris taking match 2. Super. And Azure taking it in 3. Awesome. That's pretty cool. Congratulations to Asger and Iris. Iris is going to be moving down into the alternative winners bracket. I believe... I'm trying to remember who exactly is going to be facing Iris. But we're actually moving very nicely through this year's tournament. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember last year, but that's right, Amadeus or Stratlog. That's awesome. I'm not sure if any of you remember last year, but this tournament actually started in my Discord, and it developed very quickly. First, it was just a thing that we wanted to do to figure out who was the best Super Metroid randomizer runner, and it was literally just me and like 5 others. Okay, started in my Discord, and then some other people in my Discord were also starting to get a little interested, and then those people got other people interested, and it went from 6 people to almost 100 participants in this tournament. And so we were, for lack of better words, we were very unprepared for such a turnout, which was amazing. It was beautiful. It was super cool. We brought like probably close to 40 to 50 new people to Super Metroid. And so we definitely, we did exactly what we intended to do. But because of that, we didn't really have any rules or guidelines for match scheduling or anything like that. SRA was birthed at the beginning of that tournament. And so it took like a couple months just to get the first round done. And we're already moving into, round 3 in some cases. So definitely shout outs to all of the amazing administrators and moderators, and also huge shout outs to all of the volunteers, all of the commentators, trackers, restreamers. Literally none of this would be possible without you guys. And fun fact is we've managed to restream every single race thus far, which is just a testament to how amazing the people are in this community. But on that same note, if you would like to try commentary, or if you would like to try tracking, or if you would like to try restreaming, totally reach out to us, because commentary is a fun time. Tracking's also fun if you're watching, and you're paying attention. You might as well try to track too, right? Kind of cool. Meanwhile, making their way through the Coliseum, the amphitheater. And Zerro is going to be heading into the Zeb skip. So yeah, that you can see just how drastic that missed check was for Op. But I am curious if we might see a round 2 here. Also, I'll give a brownie point to anyone who could tell us which 2 runners were the very first 2 runners to get a restream in the first ever SMRAT tournament last year. And funny enough, it was actually restreamed on my channel because SRA didn't exist yet. And I'll give you a hint. One of the runners that was in that race is in chat right now. Dun 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 dun. Bum bum. No, that was a good time though. I'm super happy to see where Speedrunners Arena has come. And I commentated the race and I restreamed the race on my own channel before SRA was a thing. So it wasn't me. I wasn't in the race, but I was the commentator and the tracker. But they are in this chat. Find them and you'll get the brownie points. You guys gotta want your brownie points, right? All right. Op taking on the Pelican. Zerro, meanwhile, is taking on... You know, brownie sounds so good right now. I might make some. Zerro is taking on the Mother Brain. Gonna be going in Mother Brain 3. Now this is, like I mentioned, a pretty good time for Zerro. Gonna be about a 107, 108 if we take off speed booster and account for movement. Probably a low 107-ish. It's looking really good though for for Zerro. Op also, meanwhile, I believe Op even has like an average 130, 135. So this is also a really good race for Op. So we should definitely be giving props and all of the GGs, all of the loves and the high fives and the everythings to these 2 runners who put on a beautiful, honestly, this race was such a pleasure to watch up until Wreck Ship. It's still been a pleasure, but it was so exciting up until Wreck Ship. Op had the lead, Zerro had the lead, Op had the lead. It was just back and forth. Oh no. So oh, I remember that. Yes, one of the runners was Stratlog. And also, fun fact, that was the first time Stratlog ever streamed. And now Stratlog is a occasional, what's the word? Casual. I was gonna say occasional and casual, so I said occasional. No, that's the occasional words. And Stratlog now streams casually. So if you want some by the way, if you want some mega super chill, almost tranquil streams, check out Stratlog for sure. They also do a really cool any percent route. For their actual any percent run, they do, what's it called? They do a Kraid Dragon Fantoon Ridley? No, hold on. No, is it Fantoon Kraid Dragon Ridley? Stratlog, you say what it is. I can't remember. I think it's Kraid, or is it Kraid Ridley Dragon Fantoon? I know that they do suitless Meridia, which is dope. Yes, KRDP. That's right. That's right. Posted an interesting seed in the practice channel. Weird logic in that one. Oh, super. Yes. It was Stratlog versus Kinney. Match 1, round 1 in April of 2018. Roughly. That was when the first match ever took place for SMRAT. And it took us like 10 months to finish the SMRAT tournament, because this tournament just ended like in October or November, something like that. All right, so Zero meanwhile is heading to the ship. It was 2019, excuse me. And with an official SRL time, 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 29 seconds, 00713 is your winner. Very nicely done, Zero. Would you like to come in for an interview, my dude? And are you guys planning on doing a match 2 tonight? I see we have Zero in the chat, and we do. Well, hello there, winner, chicken dinner. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today?
I am good, even though I was feeling very depressed after that very first death.
Yeah, that, it's kind of interesting. It ended up ultimately working out for you because there was nothing there. So it actually kind of helped you because you didn't have to go through the rest of Gauntlet for it.
Yeah, definitely. I was just going through it way too impatiently. I was feeling very overconfident with those 3 tanks.
I have a quick question for you.
Yo.
I will gift you brownie points if you can tell me what was the deciding factor in you winning this race.
I don't know, because I
take a wild guess.
Did AWP die 2 times? I was kind of thinking he might have gone logically.
I will say this: both you and Op are like near similar, almost perfectly similar. It was kind of crazy. To the first quarter, first half of this race, you guys were like just neck and neck. Okay, what did it? And good on you. You checked the maze. Okay, now tell me why that might be important.
The maze. What's the maze?
The maze is outside wreck ship by the missile in the sky, where gravity was.
Oh yeah. Yeah, where gravity was.
Exactly.
I knew to just go up there.
Exactly. Now, what did Op do?
He probably didn't look at it.
He didn't look at it. Therefore, checking right side supers, checking wreck ship E-tank, checking attic, checking wreck ship reserve, check all of these locations that you skipped to rush, rightfully so, rush gravity. And it was crazy because you guys were just neck and neck, and then just that one single decision to check that location changed the entire game. It was Monka-esque. It was kind of crazy.
You know, I was so worried when I saw those bombs when I was coming Red Tower. I was like, oh great, bombs. I know where I gotta go next. And then I saw the space jump, and I was trying to figure out whether or not space jump was actually in logic yet. So that's why I went back to the landing site PBs just to check them. And luckily, I saw gravity. It's kind of ironic that the seed that you generated had gravity up there.
Wow, Sandpits and Mama Turtle had all the goods.
What did Mama Turtle have?
Mama Turtle had high jump boots, and Left Sandpit had speed. So, when are you guys thinking about doing your next match?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see if we can do it tomorrow or Sunday. But at least now I know that AWP has a skill to beat me.
Definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. You guys were really, really close. I think what ultimately might even be good for you moving forward, and what we've noticed even after Op found that gravity suit, is you have the tendency to skip a lot more, which rather you know exactly what you need. You're starting to understand your go mode, right? I'm not sure Op quite understands his go mode yet. So that is a one-up that you have on Op at this current moment. If Op learns his go mode, right, what he's actually comfortable with, like what he can actually finish the game with, it is going to be extremely tight between you two. I think your mechanical movement was like you guys were all making the same moves, same jumps, same attempts at things. It was kind of really cool to watch.
So I'm guessing up was the logical way to go instead of down, even though the game kind of wanted us to go down with that early various suit.
Yeah, but GG, man. You are now one win away from moving on to potentially face Bonus, the number 9 seed in the mouse bracket. How do you feel about that potential?
Oh, he'll beat me.
also kind of interesting. How does it feel to be on the opposite end? Usually you're the one giving me the interview.
Oh, it feels new. It feels different.
Does different. It's very different.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did like your decision. I did like your decision to go down. I like that. Of course, going up was something that could have been done. You know, then you would have found space jump. And you would have been continuing on to wreck ship. But no, the decision to go down was great. You had various suit. You could have full cleared.
Norfair. And we got screwed. We got screwed at 3. That's what screw attack was. That helped out. And the 40 supers was mainly for Ridley. I'm not a fan of using charge beam against Ridley. That's why I always like to have supers going into him or whatever. Did we lose J-Chalk?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Op, meanwhile, is heading down into Torian here. One moment. One moment. Someone got to it before I did. Yeah, we respect people of all creeds in this channel. No disrespect whatsoever. Appreciate everyone who is also okay with, you know, being hype about something that's very genuine and interesting for us. Zero, good job. It was a wonderful race.
By the way, was anyone questioning why I skipped the Morph Ball item behind Morph Ball?
Yes, yeah. I was, but I explained that you're going to be checking in on your way out of Pink Prince Star, which is it's a good idea, especially if you continue upward through a reverse meme route. So in the end, I think, yeah, it was good. It could have been dangerous, of course, if it was Screw Attack or if it was Speed Booster or if it was, you know, any number one of those items. But ultimately, it was only Plasma, so it didn't affect you too terribly.
And I knew I was definitely planning on playing back there again, especially after I found those power bombs. I was kind of upset that things that bothered me the most was I only equipped the ice beam before going there, which made that a little bit more tricky, and that sprint ball just annoyed me like crazy. Thanks for the race, thanks for the seed, and I look forward to racing AWP again, hopefully in the near future, and racing all these other wonderful people in the chat, because I know we all love doing our practice races.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Op is going to be heading to Mother Brain 3 with the final few shots with the plasma beam, rather the hyper beam, and is going to be heading out through the escape, and we might be bringing them in for an interview as well.
I will be bouncing and watching the end of this, so thanks Jade Shark, you're an awesome dude. Make sure to follow Jade Shark, he's an amazing dude. Apparently he's been upgraded to 2.0.
Yeah. Have a great day, Zero.
You too.
All right. Op takes out Mother Brain and is on really good pace. This will be potentially even a PB for Op. So, without speed, they're going to have to make their way through the escape without speed booster. You got to make a long way around, rather. Now let's see what Op elects to do in regards to the animals. What do you think he'll do? Let's get your guesses in chat. Will he kill the animals, or will he save the animals, or will he taunt the animal? Or will he die with the animals? There are 4 options. We've had actually a few. Actually, we've had one die with the animals. We've had a few taunts. We've had he will adopt them. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. Op making their way. Here we go. Zero, I commented on that. I said that was brutal. Power bombing the fish. All right, here we go. Op is going to at least go down to the animals, so we'll see what he elects to do. And he's gonna save them. Super nice. We're gonna see if and Op does get an official SRL time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 58 seconds. Congratulations and GG Op, and he's going to be coming in for an interview. We can get their thoughts on the process here. All right. And we are joined by Op. Hello and welcome, GG.
Thanks.
Quick question for you. That's actually a pretty good time for you, yeah?
Yeah, relatively, for being rusty.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of what I was thinking. Rusty probably. You've been doing a lot of echoes randomizer and Metroid Prime 1 randomizer. So, to be expected. But yeah, it wasn't bad. You had a really, in fact, you and Zero were so close, so unbelievably close. All right, and I have a tip and we are joined by Op. Hello and welcome, GG. Would have had a very good opportunity to win this match for you. That's actually a pretty good time for you, yeah. When you have Speed Booster or Space Jump, check the maze item as you come into Wreck Ship. For sure. That's kind of what I was thinking. Rusty probably. You've been doing a lot of echoes, randomizer, the item to the left of Missiles in the Sky outside of Wreck Ship. To be expected, where you found gravity. But yeah, it wasn't bad. You had a really, in fact, you and Zero were.
Yeah, I thought I got that, didn't I?
You did, but check it before you go into Wreck Ship. You can check it from the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so what Zero did, Zero checked it from the bottom. You guys were in Wreck. You literally entered Wreck Ship almost at the exact same time. Zero checked it from the bottom. He then just go-moded straight to gravity. He didn't check anything on Wreck Ship. Yeah, and then you check, right side supers, Wreck Ship, E-Tank, attic, reserve, and so of course those weren't bad checks. You could have possibly found high jump boots, you could have found speed booster, but ultimately it was definitely the turning point of that match. But overall, I really liked your decision making. Going down when you had Varia. And really no logic pushing you upward, and then also making the skip on Crocomire to find your logical progression at the moat for Space Jump. You guys made the exact same plays. It was actually really cool to watch. So I think your next match is going to be fairly interesting, but I want to hear your first thoughts on your first match in the redemption bracket here.
Well, I was rusty. I literally hadn't practiced until today. Between my last match that I practiced for, which was also just the day leading, the day of, and yeah, I should practice more. I don't know what else to say.
For sure.
Yeah, I got nothing else, to be honest.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for racing. That was fun. Do you guys have any idea when your next match might be?
I have no idea. Yeah, I'll have to ask him or them and see what their schedule's like.
Cool. Well, thanks again. We're going to end it there, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us today and tonight and tomorrow. We do have Old Man Sunshine versus Red Key Hunter. That's going to be Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. UTC. And they're going to be also doing a redemption bracket round 1, match 1. So do look forward to that. And don't forget to follow our runners. You can find them here. And then don't forget to follow Redemption for stepping in for commentary, for tracking rather. And let's have a good rest of our night. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And also, let's raid someone. Let's raid. Okay, looks like the raid is happening. Thank you, Redemption. No, that's okay, Red. Perfect. All right, bye, guys.